You talk about the enemy, the devil, and you also said you allows him or you open the door. Can you flesh that out a little bit more? How did you do that? And how did you become aware of the presence of the enemy?
I became aware of the presence of the enemy because I started having these thoughts that I never had before. I
Mm,
never felt guilty prior to coming to faith in anything that I did in my life.
mm,
I was an adult and I was doing things that I felt was fine, and I
mm-hmm,
rationalized when I used stuff and when I did things to be okay. And I find that people do that. Our rationale is different because it's individual.
mm-hmm.
Um, and so, and this is what we know, right? Is that sin starts from a thought, and it's the enemy that brings us this thought. Because
Mm-hmm.
the enemy has no power over us. He can only deceive us. It's the whole definition of the word deceiver. So he's
Yes.
deceiving me that, hey, you could probably just do this once. So
Mm-hmm.
then in myself, I start entertaining the thought, yeah, you know what? Maybe I could. Maybe I
Mm-hmm.
could just do it once. But you can't because that's what addiction is.
Mm-hmm.
Addicts can't do something once. Addicts are all in, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so I started to, to entertain. And once I started to entertain it, then it was almost like this more
Yeah.
encouragement, right?
Yeah.
And what is interesting, and what people will experience that's actually crushing is that it's not, to me anyways, it's not the act or the doing of the sinful thing that the enemy rejoices in. It's the guilt and shame that we carry after.
Wow. Wait,
And
wait,
so
Todd. Say that again. Say that again. That's powerful.
so to me, it's not the act of the sin that the enemy um, embraces. It's the
Mm-hmm.
guilt and shame that we feel afterwards.
After the fact.
And so, if in my mind, if I picture the enemy, it's like when I'm doing the sin, it's whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
the realization that I've slipped up, I've sinned, I've disappointed Jesus, I've disappointed people or whatever, and I start to feel guilty, then in my mind I picture the enemy kind of like from the Mel Gibson movie where it showed the enemy walking beside Jesus with the hood on and smiling
Mm-hmm. The Passion of Christ.
with
Yeah.
passion, right? So it's like in my mind in those moments at that time where I would feel guilty and shamed,
Mm-hmm.
it's like I would picture the enemy smiling at that time
Mm.
because I had slipped up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so, Samuel, what I've learned to do now is I've is righteous anger towards the enemy.
Mm.
I began to realize that, hey, when I sense the presence of the enemy, it's because I'm moving in the right direction for the Lord.
Yes.
And so I I don't take it as an attack. I take it as, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. I must be moving in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So with
Mm-hmm.
the righteous anger to spite the enemy, I'm going to move forward in the direction. I'm going to share the gospel with this person. I'm not going to, I am going to go to church today,
Yeah.
right? And stuff like that. Because that's what happens. You feel guilty and shame and you feel like,
Mm-hmm.
well, I can't share. I can't share with Samuel because I
Exactly.